What's going on, arcade nerds? I love this hobby. I really do. And I love this community that this hobby has created. And I have a lot of respect for people that can change and drive the community. Now, when I say that, what I mean is people that love this hobby enough where they put incredible amounts of time into doing things. And I have a lot of respect for you guys. There's a whole bunch of specific names that I can think of right now, but I'm not going to name any. But what I want to talk about is I want to talk about a new guy. There's a new guy that has been putting lots of time, and he is going to be another shaker and mover in this community. And this video, I want to talk about this guy. You know, to be honest, honest to God, I'm totally serious. 4 days ago, he didn't know what the clove was. Isn't that amazing? Now, in case you were watching this video and you don't know what the clove is, go online and look up www.klov.com, and it's the perfect place for collectors. But anyways, at least get familiar with it. If you have any questions about random things, the clove is a great asset for you to learn from because it records other people's problems that they've had before you and so on. Anyways, we're not going to talk about the clove. What I'm going to talk about is many of us collectors, we wish we had this or we wish we had that, and that's what makes us collectors, right? Well, there has been times where people have discovered, you know, or have made it possible for you to get this and you to get that. Okay? And often there's not much money to be made. It's mostly done by many to help the community. At least that's what I hope. But for example, let's say, you know, a lot of people want Quantum. That's a game that everybody, oh man, Quantum, that's the one. Because it's rare. Everybody wants a Quantum. Well, now any collector with enough gumption could buy a blank, or at least that was available. I don't know if it's still available now. I have several of these. But you could buy a blank Quantum board. This is brand spanking new. Reproduce it, repopulate it, and there's a lot of time involved in this, something like this. And make a Quantum board. And that's because a shaker and a mover in this community has made this possible. Someone literally got this board, and he got an original Quantum board, stripped it, and figured out what was wrong in the schematics. The schematics are never exactly the same as the actual board. And, you know, made a whole new board, which is amazing. Someone put a lot of time into this, many, many man hours. Okay, and you know, as another example, there is someone made the dedicated Major Havoc PCB. A lot of people were, you know, Major Havoc boards are in demand by a lot of collectors because a lot of people wish they had that damn board. Everyone's chasing a dedicated Major Havoc. Now, all of a sudden, several kit or homemade Major Havocs are popping up. And, you know, and the collector can get what the guy wants, you know. And someone put a lot of man hours into this. Well, look at this. Reproduced by Luke Dyson. Someone put a lot of man hours into this to make this possible for other collectors. And the people that put lots of time into projects like that involve the community, I have a lot of respect for. A lot of respect, you know. For example, this one I already have populated, but Omega Race. Omega Race is a more common game. But all Omega Race, this is a reproduction of Omega Race board. But all Omega Race boards, they, for the most part, had a problem. The battery would damage the board. And, you know, it's a common game. There's a lot of these out there, but there's a problem, and most of these boards are now damaged. And someone took the time, and they made a new board. You know, things like this will keep our hobby alive. Things like this, you know, it may not always pay back. It may not always make a lot of money. Sometimes it does, though. Don't get me wrong. But you know, this is something that the entire community can benefit from. Stuff like that, you know. And once again, I have a lot of respect for those guys. I really do. You know, and I really wish, you know, there could be more boards like that. For example, here's another very common board. This is just in revision 2 asteroids board. Believe it or not, I probably have over 100 of these myself. They're that common, obviously. And often these are broken, and I'm not sure what they go for. I'm going to take a wild guess and say a working board is 150 to 200 is what I'd guess. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. But there's so many of these that are being operated, and not everyone knows how to fix it. And broken boards like this are adding up. There's several broken boards, and there's several people that don't know what they're doing with these things and are actually ruining boards, trying to fix them and so on. And often many people cannot fix these at all, and they buy replacements. And I hope they're being responsible with the original hardware, but you never know. Often these things are just being trashed. You know what? I have a story for you. This is a true story. There used to be an operator that I would visit every couple of weeks and see what the heck he's doing. And I would try to buy stuff off of him. This was about 15 years ago or so. And one day, there was guys, I bought a game, and as I left the building, there was a dumpster delivered. And there was guys getting snow shovels and scooping up circuit boards off the ground and throwing them in the dumpster. And I flipped out. I was, whoa, what the hell are you doing? And I talked to the owner, and I said, hey, there's guys throwing boards in the dumpster. And I said, hey, can I have those? And he says, no. And he was a dick. He says, no. And I says, what can I do? I says, what can we work out? Can we work something out? What can I do to get these boards? And he's like, nothing. Don't worry about it, you know. And I says, what would it take? What would it take? And I says, how much money can I pay you? What can I do? And he said, well, it costs $200 to rent the dumpster. And I said, is that what you want? Do you want $200? And I gave the guy $200 to pay off his dumpster fee. And I got 3 pickup, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3, it was a lot. Over pickup truck loads, like loaded over, of circuit boards, and took them home for $200. I mean, often many of these operators have thrown these boards away, especially years ago. They just didn't give a damn. And even today, there's people that just don't give a damn. There's a lot of multi-caters out there ruining boards. Not all, but there is, you know. And so it sure would be nice if you could just get one of these whenever you want, because even common games working, the boards are getting rare to find, even the common machines. But wouldn't it be great if someone could make a new asteroids board? Well, it's been made. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this, man. Okay. I know one of you guys is going to leave something in the comments. Oh, you're scratching that cocktail. No, I'm not. It's okay. Relax. But anyways, Nick mixed this. Let me tell you how I met this guy. Nick, by the way, I purposely grabbed the revision 2 because here's the revision 2 is the one he cloned. Okay, you see, I want you know, now you can actually see in the camera, take a look at any differences you might see. But anyways, on the YouTube channel, I get comments randomly, and this one guy left a comment, and I think he talked to me through email, and he says, hey, I'm interested in reproducing an asteroids board, do you have any asteroids boards that I could buy off you? And I said, if you're really serious, I'll give you a damn asteroids board. So I got one that looked nice and clean. Just so happens to be a revision 2, and I gave him the board. And we're talking, I don't know, how long has it been? Maybe 6 months later, maybe 8 months, somewhere around that. He sends me an email again. I totally forgot about the guy, you know. He sends me an email and he says, hey, I reproduced that board, and I'd like you to have one of the populated working boards. And so he sent me this. This guy gave this to me for free. Look, isn't that crazy? He sent me this board, and I mean, I gave him an old junk board. He could be a brand new one, but and I really think he needs some credit. This is the new thing, I think, and you know, he only made 6 of them, and I said, dude, you gotta sell these. And he says, you think I could sell these things? And I said, absolutely. He didn't really know if, I don't know, you think I can make money? I think a lot of you guys that are just seeing this right now, you want one, don't you? And you know, depending on how many of these blanks are made, I won't tell you the prices, but I think of what it costs. But I will tell you that it's affordable. It's affordable to have these. Well, it's affordable to buy them blank and populate them yourself, and it's affordable to have them pre-assembled. So that's up to him on how he's going to do that. I don't know. By the way, I'm going to put his email address right here, okay? And I want you guys to blow up Nick's email. I want this to be a thing. This guy is serious. I mean, he says he says he's going to do a project, and you know, 6-7 months later, it's done. It's done. And, oh, by the way, he has over 300 man hours in working on this and doing this board, which is wonderful. I don't know, Nick. I'm really curious. Was this your first board? I'll find out in a minute. But you know, there's lots of people that do things, and there's lots of talk in the community, and then every once in a while the community is sprinkled with people that do, and this is something that he always does, and I think it's wonderful. I really do. But yeah, Nick, he's an electrical engineer. He actually programmed drones and stuff for the military. He's very good at making FPGAs and things like that. But Nick, I gotta hand it to you, man. Great job, buddy. Great job. I really do have respect for you. But yeah, I mean, the amount of time that goes into this, it's wonderful. So, oh, by the way, one thing I thought was really cool is, see, there is some boards there are some parts that are on this that are somewhat hard to find. For example, the 566 chip for the sound, and Nick sourced it. He found it, and there's bipolars they're not impossible, but they're harder to find. That do the state machine and so on for asteroids. And I love this little board right here. He has a little board right here. And over here for this bipolar, he ran a 2716. This is not unheard of. This is done. Although Nick, I'll buy some. I'll gladly pay. I'd like you to sell me some of these boards, because I could use that. Like I'm handy. But yeah, so. And besides that, everything else is actually all in the exact same places. It's done really well. I like it. I like it a lot. And I need to mention something else. Nick, his next project is he's going to reproduce Star Wars. Star Wars! He's going to reproduce the 3-board stack Star Wars. And when I was talking to him over the phone, I'm not 100% sure on how he's going to do it. He was talking about a 1-for-1 copy, or he was talking about an FPGA that handles most of it, and it fits into the same spot as Star Wars. Whichever way he decides to go, I prefer, it feels good as a collector. It feels good to have a nearly 1-for-1 copy of something. Even though electronically it could be this 1-for-1 copy with FPGA, it has a good gut feeling to me as a collector. And everyone's different. But it has a good gut feeling to me to have a real big board that just, I don't know. And me personally, I know that whatever goes wrong on this, I could fix. But I know very little, nearly nothing about FPGAs, so that kind of scares me. If an FPGA were to die, I have no idea how to reprogram that, and so on. But anyway, so that's just my opinion. I mean, you know, if it's FPGA, it's still awesome. I mean, what are Star Wars boards going for? I think that would be a great thing, you know. But okay, so I've babbled on enough. Once again, let me say it again. I got some respect for you, Nick, and all you other guys that have done these reproductions. Mark Spaeth. I don't have any of his, but he's another guy that did some blanks and stuff. But yeah, let's plug this sucker in and let's play some asteroids. Maybe you guys can see any differences. I don't think there's any differences. I think it runs great. Okay, we are now in front of the asteroids. And my wife is behind the asteroids, and she's trapped against the wall between a few games. Now, before I show you this game, right now this is the repro board running in test mode. And before I show you this game, I want to show you that my monitor, it needs some help. Can you tell what's wrong in the picture? Anyways, so my monitor is not 100%. It's about 99%. So I just want you guys to see that my monitor is a little off. Don't blame the game board, okay? Okay, so anyways, that's test mode. And I'm going to hope if I can find the switch again. I'm in the dark. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to do, and I think it's dead on. Now keep in mind, a lot of the sound circuits in asteroids are analog. Okay, now analog circuits can vary game PCB to game PCB due to things being analog. For example, a 100 ohm resistor isn't really 100 ohms. It's really 10%. It could be 90 ohms. It could be 110 ohms, and so on. And because of little variances like that in between specific components, analog sounds aren't always identical. Although I think this sounds dead on. But if you had a really keen ear, you could see a row of asteroids and hear slight differences between the machines. But anyways, so but that all being said, I want to I want to try to compare this to an original board. Now, obviously, the digital side is probably identical. So the only thing I have to compare with each other would be the digital side. But anyway, so let's just play it. Let's hear the sounds and compare the sounds, even though it's modern stuff, old stuff. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. Dead on. Looks great, man. Looks great. Looks beautiful. Okay, Kelly, turn it off and swap to the original board. Okay, so now Kelly is plugging in my board. Come on now.
Yes, it's coming. There you go.
Okay, let me go into test mode to show that. Now you can see the same error on the screen. How the screen is squished on each side. I just wanted to show that. So between the two boards, to prove that it is indeed a monitor problem I have, even though it's a minor problem, it is a problem. Okay, so start this game. Okay, Kelly, turn it off. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away a T-shirt, but you have to earn it first. This is what you're going to have to do. I'm going to play a coded sound bite. This is a coded message. I want you to tell me what it is. Okay, the sound will start right now. Okay, now the first person to tell me what is encoded in that sound will get a T-shirt. Alright guys, thank you to my Patreon guys, I really appreciate it. And have a good day guys. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I appreciate all of you guys, I really do. Have a good one.